The UPX Podcast with the property expert. If it's happening in Upland, it's the place you want to check first. With your host who's stupid to win and ThankMeLater. Bringing the strategy, news, and cool charts with all the data. This is Upland, where the metaverse goes down. Genesis, San Fran, Rio, and all around. Don't miss a week, you never know what they'll say next. It's the Upland Property Experts, baby, UPX.
What's going on, fellow Uplanders? Welcome to another episode of the Upland Property Experts Podcast. I am your host, Too Stupid to Win, and as always, I'm joined by ThankMeLater. How are we doing this evening, brother?
I'm doing freaking fantastic. What about you?
Doing great. A lot of big stuff going on in your world and the UPX world. Excited about that. Pumped for you, brother.
Dude, things are blowing up. If you ain't part of it, you're missing out. You better get on now. That's all I'm saying. We got huge things coming.
Yeah, I need to hire somebody to just get one of my kids to play the game so I can get my...
Oh, dude, you need to get on that. That's because I can tell you right now, we're working on like the next 2 weeks. Like my dev team, we've been meeting every single day. And we are pushing. We have a goal to get it on Steam. We're buttoning it up. There's some things that we have to do for like... the settings and like full screen resolution, stuff like that, to be Steam ready. So there were some requirements that we needed to hit to update our game. And as soon as that's done, we're pushing it. So, and as soon as it's live, Axe is done, locked in.
And that's the exciting part. I mean, to create a company from Upland, from playing Upland, you created a layer 2 company, but you're launching on Steam. It's just not you're launching on Upland. You're launching on a major gaming platform that millions of people play on. And
89 million gamers.
Yes. So that's pretty awesome.
Right? Take the 100 Xenon or you missed a chance to be the elite. Pure Rolex knows what's up.
Absolutely. I need to get one of my kids to do it in their free time. Here, do this for daddy, take a picture, and we're good.
Yeah, I need a screenshot. This is your homework. Go find these 100 things.
So I don't know why I got the question, since, one day I will work for UPX.World when it's huge and big, and I get that. But like right now, I don't know why I got questions about it. But somebody asked me, they download the link, then what do they do? What programs run your game?
Oh, it's its own program. As long as you have Windows, it's an exe. It's an executable game. So, but it only runs on Windows right now. We don't have a Mac version. So you just download it and play it like any other game. That's it. You don't need a program.
You see, Lucifer FX, he's already trying to pimp out my kids. He goes, if you have more, I'll pay them too.
I like that. You're just gonna have like a whole little, clan just farming Xenon for you.
Yes. How do we do that again? The agency? That's a great question. You need to be in the Discord channel, and is that link pinned? Is that a pinned?
I don't think so.
You should probably pin that so people can find that easy, or make a post and then pin that post. Say, time's running out. Here's the link.
Yeah, I'll get on that. I mean, it's discord.gg/UPX.World. So yeah, if you have any questions, also just DM me. I'll get it to you. But it's going to be gone soon. Like we're pushing. We have deadlines. Like the dev team is on full go mode for that.
No, that's exciting news there. So, and then you got some other great stuff you're working on we can talk about later.
Mm-hmm.
I did mess up at the end of last week's show saying that Bam Tech was going to be on as our interview this week. Actually, his date is next week. I double checked my messages. And then Bam, being a loyal listener of the show, also reached out and be like, we still good for the 23rd? And then that's when I checked my dates. I'm like, yes, we're still good for the 23rd.
I like that. I like that he listens and he's just like, you gave me, hey, there he is. Speaking of, what up, Bam Tech?
So he kept me straight.
Funny.
I mean, I put together a lot of interviews really quickly at the beginning of the year for us, and
yeah,
Cafe Mogador, we're working on a different date for them to join and talk about Daily Uplander, or Upland daily news. Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
So excited about that. Just things came up, things didn't work out for today. So no worries, not a problem. We are always flexible here.
We got plenty of stuff to talk about. I ain't even worried about that.
Yeah. Yep. So we got the market update. We have the block explorers for Valentine's Day. You have the new changes to treasure hunting.
What? Did I miss the V-Day?
No, you got to compete for them. You can't buy them. You got to be competing for them. It started on Tuesday. It ends tomorrow.
Oh, the Cupid hunting thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, I'll just buy those later.
I was like, dude, why are you sweating it? You'll just buy them later.
My wife thinks I'm going on a Monopoly podcast. I mean, that's hilarious, though, if you think about like a Monopoly, like that would be, that'd be a really boring podcast, honestly. I think. Like, I don't know that you could have many episodes about the game of Monopoly. I guess you could like have an episode about all the variations. There's actually probably a fair amount of Monopoly content.
Hey, we used to play for money, and it got pretty heated, and you saw some shady stuff going on too. So we played for real cash there. So
real cash?
Yeah. And yeah, it was very interesting. A lot of socioeconomic background people participating in that. So there were weapons at times and kind of sketchy, but very good time. So you could tell a lot of interesting stories about Monopoly. So fair enough. But I guess you just got to have better friends, more exciting friends.
I guess. I mean, I guess I've had some exciting games of Monopoly. Things get heated for sure.
You see, Bam plays for cash too.
That sounds too intense. Like just for the, winning, just the pride of winning was enough to destroy families. So add in money, I can't even imagine.
Well, that's why some people have weapons.
Like actual weapons, people bring in like
knives,
like a knife?
guns, knives, butterfly knives.
What? Wait, this is not Monopoly. You're playing Shankopoly. Like that's a different game. Like no.
Yeah. It's not Shankopoly, but
Shankopoly. Who's bringing guns to a Monopoly game? Bro, I do not need new friends. You need new friends.
Now those people, that was about 20 years ago in my Navy days. So I've matured a little, but still I'm down to play Monopoly for money. I just try not to be with those individuals anymore.
Well, I don't know about for money, but maybe Monopoly for UPX.
Oh, there you go.
I'm looking at Alamos Square because of its layout. I really want to make a layer 2 Monopoly game based on Alamos Square with the Painted Ladies being the boardwalk Park Place equivalent, right? And then each block being a set. And then, we go to layer 2. You block explorers can be your character pieces. Move them around the board, roll the dice, buy the properties there, like along it, and then collect rent just like normal Monopoly. But then I want to look at like the chance cards and stuff like that, and have the owners of those properties be able to collect a little bit of revenue as well from it. I think like that would be cool. Again, lots of opportunity there. I really like the layout of Alamos Square for that project. So
yeah, that's absolutely perfect, and I have heavy interest in it. I own a lot of park facing properties, so I'm all about that.
I figured you'd like that. I need to get building though, man. Green Turtle called me out. I meant to go do that tonight.
I meant to message you again today because I was talking with Gabi about it. We ended up finally swapping back our Christmas ornaments that I lent out during the Monopoly. Mike used to play for articles of clothing, so like strip Monopoly.
Yeah,
or was it Keeper for Good, or are we talking just, hey, you have some nice Nautica or Tommy shirts or something, and you're playing for keeps or Gucci or whatever the case may be, or you playing strip Monopoly?
That would be fun. I've never played, like, it's interesting, like, if you think about, like, the concept of, like, strip poker or whatever, but you would, like, give other people chips. So it would be funny to do a true, like, when you win their clothes. You have to put their clothes on. So as one person gets less clothes, one person gets more clothes. That could be fun.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So sidetracked.
That was some rabbit hole. I have no idea. But Monopoly, let's go.
Yeah. Let's get that layer 2 built around Alamo Square. It should be a good time. But yeah, I was trading back. That's where I was. I was trading back the decor from the structure ornaments from Christmas. I finally got around to it. I lent some out, and then just talking with Gabi, haven't spoke with him in a while, and I was like, damn, I gotta message TML and get building because he's slacking, and we've talked about it on a couple podcasts now.
Yeah. The content of the program is going to a different point, friends. I mean, yeah.
It is, but hey, that's what you get. It's our show. All righty. So we'll jump right in. All right. Market update, February 16th, 2023. Thank you, Justin, for always doing this for us. Makes my Thursday nights a lot easier. Top 10 city floors in Upland. Manhattan coming back close to the 90,000 mark versus 100,000 UPX mark. Top 5 cities were all down just slightly. Nothing too crazy for the week. Nothing really jumps out. Weekly movers. Arlington's up.
Yeah, I was gonna say Arlington, get it, Arlington, surpassing Dallas.
Yeah,
quite shocking.
But still, there's so much Arlington to be released, so got to be careful on that secondary market.
That's fair.
And Kansas City holding its spot in the top 10. It used to be a middle of the pack city, but moving its way up.
Yeah.
Then we got the 30-day change.
Dang, look at that green.
That looks good.
Get the green, boys.
Yeah. A lot of green.
Rushing it, too.
Now, that's the interesting thing. A lot of green on the UPX. Manhattan's down 1.08%, but everybody else is – the next 8 are green, and then Kansas City – I don't know why Kansas City's NA. It shouldn't be NA because they've definitely been around for over 30 days. But we'll figure it out.
Or maybe it's like zero. It's such a low percent because of –
yeah, that could be. Because
it's only like – because, yeah, that's essentially 0%.
Yeah. Now, on the U.S. dollar side of the house, though, you have more red.
Oh, wait, but it's not the UPX isn't in. Anyway, yeah, well, I think it's interesting that Manhattan's USD floor went up, which is one of the only ones that is red, but then green on the USD. So I wonder what's happening there, because I know I wonder if that's just because is the supply of, I don't want to say burners, because burners is not the right term here, but like liquidatable, I guess maybe the right term, properties, is that dwindling in Manhattan? Like, at what point does the secondary market like sell out of people trying to flip their properties for USD, or does it?
I don't know. There could be a lot of underlying things behind the scenes there on that one. Maybe the floor just got bought up by the time we did the numbers and it jumped, or I don't know, because that's what we don't track is how many properties are listed at the floor. It's just here's the cheapest property.
Yeah. So, and I can tell you right now, UPX.World is now tracking city data. I think it's either I want to say every hour. It might be every 15 minutes, but it's definitely every hour. The floor, number of property, like all of the base stats for every city every hour. so we can track trends. So we can track what is the best time of day to sell properties, what time of day is the best to buy properties, what day of the week is better to buy or sell properties, based on how the floor fluctuates over time.
Yeah. And Jimmy Jester brought the milk and cookies. Thank you, Jimmy.
Milk and cookies. Man, oh man, do I want some milk. That's for damn sure.
Yes. That is dope. Definitely. The agency says so impressive.
So impressive.
God, damn you. You got me. You got me. All right, I'll keep it together.
I love my day. Dude, you have no idea. We got some announcements about our boys over in Hyde Park. Oh, no. We know you're being serious. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, we knew you were being serious.
Yeah. No, we blame Dizzy. It's Dizzy's fault. He's backstage causing all kinds of shenanigans. So don't mind us. But we do have, stay tuned later in the show. We definitely have some big announcements coming from Hyde Park, which is going to be awesome. I'm so excited. If you are not yet a part of the Hyde Park node in LA, do not miss out. And in fact, I think, well, we'll do a whole thing on it later. I don't want to sidetrack this too much.
And I'll post a video. I did record it. ThankMeLater jumped in the middle of me minting the block out. So
oh my God. Yeah. So last week we end the podcast. We normally have an after show. We do the after show. He dips out early, and then I leave and I see there's a recording going. I'm like, what the heck's going on here? Because like in the StreamYard you can see it. So I like jump in, and he's like, I could tell he kind of like got flustered, and it was weird. My video wasn't working, so I just like jumped on. Yeah, that was fun. When's that coming out?
Yeah, I wanted to play with I've been playing with it in the video editor. I'm trying to learn that. So hopefully over this weekend I'll have that out, because Legit's Fired Up ended last week. Last week was the last show for the season for Legit's Fired Up. So I'll probably try and launch that this weekend. And as I get better with my video editing. So it's a work in progress, but yeah, this weekend.
Cool. Are you going to backfill that segment with anything else in the off season?
I don't know yet. I don't know yet.
Because we have a couple. We have like the Spark, which is that the round table equivalent.
Yes.
Never mind. I'm not going to be a troll on that. Yeah. So anyway, what else we got?
So looking at the 12-week change, it still looks pretty good going back to Thanksgiving time. Pretty happy overall.
See, like that was probably Rutherford was hitting its peak back then at 54. And I think, again, I think you said this last week, but it is starting to stabilize. I think we're seeing Rutherford stabilize. We're seeing Santa Clara. Based on those numbers, though, over the last 12 weeks, that's not a significant growth.
No, slow but steady.
Yeah, slow but steady for sure, which is great to see. Really, the only big mover there is going to be, both Arlington and Dallas, which is interesting because I haven't heard much going on in those cities. Are there big active nodes or anything? Anybody running a big node in Arlington or Dallas? What's going on there? Because I don't think it's like a treasure hunting hub. The Upland Puppet.
I love the name. Thanks for catching us live. Glad to have you.
Up, Puppet Brother?
Yeah. Now, if we go back 6 months, Rutherford is actually down pretty well. Santa Clara is up almost 50%. So
so it's what's interesting here is that like if you
from 3 months it was up 24%, 6 months it's up 48%. So it's slow and steady and it's getting the gains.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. Love the show. Well, we love puppets. Would you stop? I'm trying to.
I'm not doing it. It's Dizzy.
Yes. No, it's probably me. I think I think it is me. I think people are chatting and I put it there. Okay. Wait, what's your in-game name, Puppet? Or are you a secret? We just call you Jim Henson. That did not deserve a side. That was a legit throwback to the Puppet Master.
It was.
Like, there is no greater compliment to a puppeteer than to be compared to Jim Henson. Facts.
That is facts.
It's Land Grab. Oh, what up, brother? We know Land Grab.
Yeah. So Dallas Arlington weren't around 6 months ago, but Vegas is up 44% over the last 6 months.
Well, I mean, that doesn't surprise me because Vegas does have some active nodes. Shout out to Viva Las Upland, who is working. I don't remember which neighborhood, but it's one of the bigger ones, and they're doing a lot of cool stuff. So I know like there's some excitement around there. I mean, Vegas overall is a very interesting city, just because it doesn't feel like a normal city, right? Like when you're like you're going to Chicago, you're going to New York, you're going to San Francisco, you're like, oh yeah, you're going to Vegas. You're like, oh dang, like what? That's a trip, right? Like, what is it, a bachelor party? Is it a big event? Like it's a destination that people go for a good time or to gamble, I guess.
Who isn't looking forward to Vegas?
And being where they held at least the first in-person Genesis meeting.
Yeah. Well, Bam Tech says the poker hand and Sunrise nodes in Vegas.
There you go.
I like it. The poker hand.
Yeah. So there, I know, like I'm really excited for their progress. And so, but I mean, keep in mind, we're still under 10,000 floor and the USD floor is under 5. So like it's not like it's Santa Clara, like
right.
But it's getting there. I mean, it's doing solid.
Yep. So here's the lowest markup percentage in each city. So this is the Rutherford still 515%, no change week over week. Everybody else is sitting pretty solid. Staten Island, Manhattan, Frisco, right around 2.
Yeah, I mean. Again, I think Upland's doing a great job, I think, of monitoring the economy from a stable economy, because here's what I would say people should take away from this, that even though the floors are rising, the actual markup percents are actually pretty stable here. Like, and that's good because we want to see people, this is what you can get into the city at, right? So if you want to get into Manhattan, you can get in at 2x. That's an important distinction because when we look at the price, the markup on the floor, that's where things get crazy.
Right.
I don't know that there's a solution to that either. Like, how do you solve this discrepancy, right? Yeah. Like, look at that insane on the floor for Rutherford and Manhattan. Wait, what's the cheapest you can get into Rutherford, though? What was their markup?
The cheapest markup. Oops, wrong way. Lowest markup on Rutherford, 515. Manhattan was 216.
Yeah.
And if you just buy the cheapest property, you're looking at insane rates.
Yeah. So like I find that very interesting because to me, and even look at Vegas.
I was going to say, look at Vegas. I just saw that jumping out there.
Dang.
Maybe we should flip this up with the UPX floor markups. Look for the cities that have the highest markups instead of just. But I do like to reference these cities that are kind of, talked about a lot.
Yeah, I mean it's fair. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a good cross section of the economy, but that's actually really that data for Las Vegas. Actually, this is a misleading slide.
Please explain.
How is this misleading?
It's the cheapest property in the city at the time I run the numbers, or actually just Justin runs the numbers, and it is the markup percentage. So if you want to buy the cheapest property in the city, that is the markup from the original mint price. So I'd like to understand how it's misleading, because we do try to bring educated information to people.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're trying to give you different things to think about when you're looking to purchase properties in these different cities.
Yeah, because I mean, again, like because now I don't know what the cheapest. Maybe that's one thing that we can add to the previous slide is what the actual cost of the cheapest property is in those cities, because I would be curious. So if you have to pay $92,000 for the cheapest property in Manhattan, but you can get a 2X property. Now, granted, those properties are probably in the hundreds of thousands, if not more, right? Like that's a difference, is that they are going to be expensive. But when you think about buying into these cities, that's an important distinction. Like, because your passive revenue against those numbers is drastically different. I mean, you're never going to make your money on that kind of markup in Manhattan. And unlike, there's only a small percentage of properties available for sale at the cheapest original mint price. Sure. Anyway, that doesn't make any sense in this context. So
yeah, there's only a small amount of properties at the floor price with that high of a markup, but it's still, if somebody comes into the city and like,
or is he saying at the other one? Is he saying the other slide that there's only? It doesn't matter, because the reality is, if those sell, whoever sold them is probably going to sell more properties of that size. Like the people monitor that market. So if people are buying those 200% markups, bigger players are watching that. Right. Most properties are average, not extreme. But we're not talking about the average properties. We're talking about the extremes, which means that there are going to be opportunities somewhere between the 200 and 4,000% range. But it's an important distinction, because, for instance, in San Francisco, really, like you should not be buying a property at more than a 5X markup based on this, because your lowest, and again, we're talking standard, non-collection, non-special, non-built-on properties. Keep that in mind for these numbers. And so if you are looking at like paying 5X for a San Francisco property, probably bad, because the floor isn't at 5X, and the cheapest properties in San Francisco are selling for 2X. So it does give you a baseline of negotiating in these larger cities with, well, what are some other data points that you can look to? There was less than 1% that sold for under 1,000. Yeah, that's true. I don't know what that has to do with anything either. I'm very confused, because this will change. So if all of a sudden all of the Manhattan floor sells out, I don't know, like it could drop down to markup. I mean, that markup could, I don't know, it'll never really go down that much, I don't think, but.
Yeah. All right, moving on to the next one. Bottom 5 city floors: Detroit, Rio, Buenos, Chicago, and Los Angeles creeps back down there.
Yes.
Now their city hits the $3 minimum threshold, with Buenos Aires joining Rio and Detroit, Chicago $340, and Los Angeles $375, not too far off.
Yeah, I mean, I like to see this, because it of both U.S. and international cities that are available for relatively cheap prices. I mean, sub $4 Los Angeles is insane. And not to take too much away from the future segment, but I'll give you a tidbit. I know that Dizzy and the Hyde Park Ninjas are working on a program where Dizzy's going to be listing Hyde Park properties for $10 a piece USD, which is like half price. So if you know, like the UPX floor there is like 20,000 UPX or something, in that range. And he's going to be buying them and helping people get in cheaper into a prominent node in LA. But honestly, LA is a tier 1 city. So being able to buy sub $4 properties is pretty insane. Because if you think, I mean, it's never going to get to Manhattan level of craziness because it's so big. It's got so many properties. But it's on tier. Like, if you talk about global cities, LA is on tier with Manhattan from a global, like, everybody knows LA. Like, it's a pretty prominent city. So I can see once that sells out, you're not going to see that kind of price.
No.
Like, ain't nobody selling, like, now granted, that's a long way away for sure. Like, it's not going to sell it anytime soon.
No, not at all. Then looking back 6 months, Detroit is up X-wise. Rio's down. Chicago, not much change. Los Angeles, not much change.
Man, Rio
US dollars took a beating. Man.
I wonder, like, so, I mean, this is really interesting because the floor, because, I mean, you can't go any lower than $3, right?
Right.
So it is kind of interesting in the fact that they probably would go cheaper. And I think this speaks a lot to how the economy, and this isn't something we've really looked at, but the economies in some of these cheaper cities versus the economy in some of the premium cities are vastly different. And it's interesting because there's different reasons. So Rutherford, Santa Clara are treasure hunting nodes. Manhattan, it just got inflated because of early supply demand. And things like San Francisco just being the Genesis node is going to have, solid, returns consistently. Bought a Beverlywood this past weekend. Yeah, Abdullah probably. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Minted out in a few days. Honestly, like, if I was, like, I don't know, if I was a player, I would be monitoring Abdullah's trades or buys. And as soon as he starts buying in an area,
jump in
and just start minting, like, mint out. I don't know. Keep in mind, I'd be very careful on that because you don't want to necessarily upset him. Because it is a troll move. Like, if he's minting out a block, don't like jump in and mint out and then try and sell it back. That's
well, you don't break. Yeah, that's a troll move right there. If he's minting a block that's available and you jump in, but if he's in a neighborhood going for it, yeah, definitely jump in. It's a smart move.
Yeah. Just I wouldn't mint on top of him. I'd mint around. Yeah. We need to do a Discord bot. Oh, like the Twitter account that follows
the Elon Musk's jet.
Musk's jet. We just have an Abdullah like alert, like what's he buying? Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Now here's the interesting thing: is he put about 500 spark in on Beverlywood just like that.
You know what? Maybe we'll pull up Beverlywood on the. We can do that. I'll get it up. I'm gonna do that.
All right. US dollar markup percentage floor. 50% and below, starting from Los Angeles, KC, Queens, Oakland, Porto, Chicago, Vegas, Dallas, Nashville, Detroit, 50% or less. Get your deals if you have the cash.
Get your deals if you got the cash. Look at Arlington.
Arlington's still moving up. +2. Dallas went up 1%. Los Angeles went up 1%. Queens went up 1%. Kind of slow but steady. 396,231 properties available. Los Angeles, slow but steady, over 1,000 properties. Queens, over 1,000 properties. Which I forgot to talk to Justin about getting a percentage on this next to the numbers. We'll get that for next week.
Yeah, well, that's interesting because 36. I mean, based on that run rate, you can expect Queens to sell out in the next 36 weeks, right? Like, that's pretty simple math. where like LA is going to take 150 weeks or something. So it's going to take 3 years at that rate to sell out. Which again, like based on how they're doing city releases now, it's very obvious that the team went, LA was like, I think if they could redo LA, they would do it like they're currently doing stuff, without a doubt, because it's just way too much available. The economy in LA, I mean, we're seeing it. It's among the cheapest cities in the game because there's just way too much available. It will be interesting once it gets like, I don't know, sub 50,000. I think it starts to get interesting. So I think you still need to sell about 125,000 of these properties before it really gets really going.
Yeah, it's interesting to watch.
Yeah. LA gains are mostly node based. Yeah, that's very true, man. There are some power nodes in LA. LA is, and that's another really good point, BAMTech, is that in my opinion, LA is one of the ripest node communities, which is so fascinating when you compare it to Manhattan, which I don't know of a single major Manhattan node.
No.
Like that's like really like prominent. But many in Porter Ranch, LA early on, it's still lagging a bit. Large area in Country Club, nice, just a matter of time though. That's true. I will say with LA, unlike I mean, not to disparage any of the other smaller cities like Arlington, Kansas City, Nashville, etc. But the reality is LA is a proper tier 1 city. LA is a globally known city. When Upland gets bigger, when LA sells out, like it's going to be a completely different economy for LA. And I think because of its size, so when you think about like node creation and player base, right, that is going to have such a concentration of great content creators, great nodes, meta ventures, everything like that. I think LA is set to be really one of the most important cities moving forward. And that's hard for me to say because I'm a big San Francisco fan. But I'm happy West Coast, best coast is cool. Like it's a short jump between LA and San Fran. So I'm good with that.
Oh yeah. And as you said, it's global recognition and people are going to jump in. And you look at cities like around, Manhattan's the big New York borough. And if you look at the other boroughs, the amount for even the limited collections, that the markup's insane. So you still can get good deals there in LA. And if you have the ability to buy multiples in it, the markup's going to be insane once it really catches on and sells out, because you got things like Cleveland that have a 1.37x multiplier and they're going for almost 2x price.
Yeah. And I definitely think I'm curious because I know Bel Air was one that people were buying and selling for USD under. I'm curious because Bel Air is sold out now. Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm curious what the secondary market, now that Bel Air is sold out, because I think that that's a really good microcosm. Maybe remind me when we pull up UPX.World later, and maybe I'll pull up Bel Air and see what the stats are.
So currently you can get into the cheapest markup property in UPX is at 114.82% of original mint. And it's Bel Air is a 3 property 1.97x boost.
Gotcha.
So you can still get in, but it's expensive. That the cheapest property, the cheapest marked up property is, the lowest marked up property is 1.67 million UPX, and then the next one's 1.26 million UPX, and then you jump to 127% of original mint price at just basically 900,000 UPX. So these aren't cheap properties, but if you have the ability, it's still a good time to get in there. Not financial advice. And if you look at the US dollar side of the house, you can get in for 73.55%, but that's $799 US dollars. So,
whoo, dog.
And now if you look for if we sort by just the current price that they're asking right now, you can get into, that's not right. Yeah, maybe it is. Well, there's a couple small Bel Air properties that you can get into for under $100, but it's a 268% markup.
See, so that tells you right there. Again, inside the collection, even if the larger properties are selling for under, like, that's a great opportunity because we saw the floor of LA isn't selling for 2x. Like, so if you are in these other, kind of collection areas or high note areas, you can definitely get some better volume. Dang, Abdullah owns 193 properties there in Bel Air. That's insane.
That is insane.
Our boy Dizzy owns 27 though. Get it, Diz.
Nice.
And then Krolik X is second at 75. Dizzy's at third at 227.
You got a property for $167 US dollars, and it's 97.74% of original mint, and you got one for $168 US dollars at 99.21. So you do have some under mints for US dollars that are still pretty affordable.
Yeah, let's see. Beverlywood. Yeah, we were talking about Bel Air, but Beverlywood. Yeah, 440 for Abdullah and Beverlywood. And then Kerrville owns 117. Bacon House, I feel like that's a name we know. Bacon House.
Yeah, Bacon House, yeah.
And David Walker at 58. Hey, Tosshead's in there too at 48. But yeah, Abdullah owns more. So if we take it down to 2. Okay, so he owns over half of it. Is it minted out? It must be minted out, yeah.
Yeah. I'm with you, Bam. I'd rather mint in LA and Queens than mint in new cities. That's pretty much where I'm right now, because if you look at the other boroughs around New York City, they are definitely, their prices definitely reflect being with that New York vibe. So if we look at the secondary market transactions here, everything's kind of down, kind of slowed down this week, city to city.
Wow. 4,000 though, that's a lot of transactions in general. I mean, that's good to see, because it's not, because like Detroit, that's burners, right? Like Detroit's burners, Rio's burners, not entirely, right? Obviously there's still some natural stuff, but like those, when I think of burner cities, Detroit is the one that comes to mind almost immediately. I feel like most of my burners are in Detroit or Rio. So seeing Queens in LA, that also tells you this secondary market should be a great indicator of where like node action is happening. You know what? Ooh, wait. Where's Manhattan on this?
It's not. We can get it in there.
Is this is it by total transactions?
I don't know. I'll talk with Justin this week.
Yeah, I feel like all of the tier ones. We definitely should see San Francisco, LA, Manhattan.
All right.
Because I want to see, like, because I am curious, because I think Manhattan.
Oh, wait, because it's sold out. That's why.
Oh, duh. That one was non-minted.
Yeah, that was not. Those are cities still minting. That's why it wasn't on there. I don't have to talk to Justin. Yeah. You just got to look at the title. Jesus.
Jeez. Let's get to
So here's your San Francisco.
Oh, hey. Buenos Aires. You know what that Buenos Aires number is? Burners.
Thrifty Trader, burners. Yep.
But here is, so San Francisco has 5x the transaction volume that Manhattan has.
Yeah.
And 20 times the transactions that Rutherford has.
But with San Francisco, you do have people that are still slowly liquidating their way out. Manhattan, you have the people that are firm believers of Manhattan and its future values. So they put it up for some prices and they say, if somebody wants to pay me this much for it, I'll let it go. But other than that, I'm holding.
What the heck happened in Fresno last week? Why was there almost 3,000 exchanges down to 300? Was there a trader event that I didn't know about?
Not in Fresno.
That's very odd. I'm curious why there was a spark. Did somebody maybe sell their account, a Fresno account?
A lot of swapping going on
a lot of swapping.
Because if you look at the people that just bought properties in San Francisco that said, I take that offer. It's pretty steady, 174 to 178. So
yeah, it must have been lots of swapping. Mostly hodl in Manhattan, money launderer. Yeah, I mean, I would agree, but I mean, hold on. Well, I can tell you. Let's see. I'm going to do this. So, well, here. How many more? Okay, so before we do that, let me, because, so if it's mostly hodl, then we would expect to see, and here's your Beverlywood counts. Abdullah owns more than everybody else combined. So let's do Manhattan. Manhattan. So Manhattan currently has 5,777 properties for sale. Now, I don't know what this number is going to look like for. There's our boy.
It's Harlem World, baby.
Get it, buddy. So, and again, it's pretty even. It's a pretty fair. I mean, when you look at these two pie charts. So if you're not familiar, we're in the data mines of UPX.World. We're looking at right now just the entirety of Manhattan, completely sold out, 4,000 buildings built with 500 on the way. This is property count. This is property info by count, so number, and then this is by original mint price. And the reason that this is important is because if this pie is significantly smaller than this pie slice, that means that the majority being sold are tiny properties because the overall mint is significantly less than the total number. If for some reason this pie slice, which I've never seen it be significantly larger than this, it would mean that only high value properties are being sold. So this is pretty balanced, which means that there's a mix of high and low value properties that track. Now, if we go to San Francisco, now I have no idea what this is. So, I mean, this is what is that? 5,000 of 40,000, 5 over 4 is 1/7, 1/8, 1/8
ish. Yeah.
Ish. 20,000 of 150,000 is 20 over 150, 2 over 15, 1 over 6. So pretty similar. It actually has a less percentage for sale. Here's an interesting, so there are more high value properties for sale in San Francisco because this pie chart is actually bigger than this one.
Yeah.
So it's not that it's a hodl situation because there are a lot of properties for sale in Manhattan. It's just the markups are significant. So there you go. Just get out of here, Dizzy. Can you not? Hey, look at you.
He buys everybody out.
That's true. That's true.
Wait, where? Oh, okay, there you are. You're there, and you got a bunch of
come on now.
Okay.
I'm at 2,500. It's not shabby, but dang, y'all. At least you're over 1,000.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players over 1,000 properties held in San Francisco. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, you want to pick another LA, which is the largest. So this might, I don't know if this is cached lately. Let's see. Los Angeles. This one, oh, okay, good. I was like, sometimes that takes a long time because it's so many properties. Unlocked. So as you can see, there's still so many. This is not surprising, right? This should not surprise anybody.
No.
Abdullah.
He's big in Chicago. He's big in Los Angeles. Makes a lot of sense. And if he was around when Manhattan and the other boroughs were released, I think he'd be a huge leader in all that.
Wait, how many properties does Abdullah has to have? More Dizzy, do you have more properties than Abdullah in general?
Do you? Oh, wow.
Yeah, because I was like, this is weird because I think LA would be his largest holding. Chicago's higher? Okay, so hold on. Let's just take a look here. So we got unlocked, non-FSA. Oh, sorry. This is owned. Oh, yeah. That's weird coloring. I don't know how these colors get picked. What is this small sliver here? Unlocked FSA. Oh, yeah. So you can see unlocked FSA. Wow, there's 12,000 FSA properties. But here's a great example. So you can see like this is a pretty, not as significant, like that's whatever, 3%. But look at how small of a percentage of the actual, it's only 98 million UPX worth of properties. It's a very small percentage when you consider the literally billions of UPX that are in play for LA. So yeah, this is let's see. Now you got me curious on Chicago. Let's see who's running Chicago. He's barely top 3. Eric P. Martin rocking 5,000 properties.
Wow.
And Zango 333, really under the radar. Like, I don't know anything about that player. 4,500 Chicago properties, though.
It says Abdullah has 17,920 properties. Dizzy has 12,262, unless those are inaccurate numbers.
I mean, that sounds about right, but where are they? Because this is 4,000. He had 3,000 in LA.
Yeah.
Where is his major holdings then? I don't think he's. Where else might he buy? Where do you guys think? Santa Clara? I'm just going to go through these real quick. Queens. Durkis. Dang, I don't know who Durkis is, but they love them some Queens. Abdullah 800. There's no way he's a Fresno buyer. No, that's TM. Dang, I'm barely even. I mean, I guess I only have. Oh, you know what though? So let's do this by size. Yeah. I have a significant amount of Upsquare there, 172,000 Upsquare. I went big on that. I was buying big Upsquare properties, probably be manufacturing maybe. So, okay, so he's not in Fresno. Did we look Brooklyn? Okay, there we go. 1,600. That's pretty good. Oakland. Your Prince. Wow. This is interesting. Like, look at, there's just like a good, handful of people at over 400. Yeah. Your Prince, Jones D, Doyle, Screen Time Dedicated. That's a very interesting mix in Oakland. You don't really hear a lot about it. Lots for sale though. Look at this. Look at the chunk that's for sale.
Oh yeah.
Staten Island. Is he a Staten Islander? He buys return prop. I don't know what that means. Buster. RIP. Bakersfield. Man, I haven't thought about Bakersfield in a minute. Oh, you think Rutherford? Italy? We did Chicago.
Yep.
Cleveland? Is he buying in Cleveland? Who's buying in Cleveland? Yeah. TM likes, like, he goes, I don't know, he goes hard on some cities.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Well, he's from the Cleveland area.
Oh, that's true. He is, eh?
Yeah.
A Holdings. Like, again, very interesting cross section. Not many for sale in Santa Clara. That's probably because it's getting bought up quickly. TM still dominates that. 350, like, that's not a crazy amount. Hey, Dizzy's sitting at over 100 in Rutherford. Good for you. Who's buying in Kansas City? Ramen. Hey, Abdullah's got 600. Where the heck is all of his properties? Or does he just own like hundreds in
a little here, a little there?
I guess it just adds up. I just expected to see like a huge amount because he's only a top holder in a couple cities, which is shocking to me. I thought he owned a lot more in LA. Timberwolf 25. A lot of new names here. I really, you know what? We don't look at some of these other cities very often. Like 876 properties in a single city.
That's good.
Especially one that has like what 150,000 properties. Like that Timberwolf is making a stand there. Nashville. How many cities are there?
28.
Oh, geez, there's a lot.
Ish.
Sabocane. There we go. Again, another new name. Very interesting. Still a lot available there. Bronx. Did we do Bronx? Okay. Well, there's 5,000. Okay. So Bronx is a big one. Wow. With almost a quarter for sale though. He owned a significant holding in Bronx then.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's 4,000. So that's a good, okay. I think that kind of solves it. Detroit. Man, Silver, Mirth, and Diablo. Man, I really like seeing these new different names as like big owners in these cities. I would have assumed that it would be the same names in every single one. You know, but there's a lot like even, okay, so now this is Las Vegas, like Just Right, Always Joy, City Pigeon. Do you think the increase in standard hunt fees will affect the secondary prop transactions? Less people building maps. It's less profitable.
Well, we were going to get into that.
Go ahead. Sorry, I distracted.
You got sidetracked here, so I'll take that over.
Yeah, take it back.
I mean, that was definitely all interesting stuff going through all the data, looking at that. And
yeah, we might have to make like a separate video of like maybe like each city will just do like a because we don't look at a lot of those cities in details very often.
No, we don't. We've done a lot of high level and always talked about getting into it, and we've kind of got the flow of the show. But yeah, definitely something.
We'll make that a segment. We'll do like city deep dive or something. I'll think of a segment name, and we'll do one city a week.
Yep. So they had more ornaments. It was ornaments and block explorers.
Did you get in on that?
No, a lot of it sold out pretty quick. I'm still pushing towards collecting 100 or 1 million UPX a month. So I've been kind of saving it. The block explorers were cool though. You know, they had 4 different block explorers with 3 rarities to it. And then they had some pretty cool building ornaments to it. A lot of them sold out pretty quick. There were this afternoon. There were some ranches still floating around.
So, like, I like the fact that they did user created content and like partnership content. Like, I like that. They've done this. Well, actually, I guess last time they did like again like almost like a non-premium and then like a premium. Was that Christmas that they did that?
I think so.
But I don't know. I didn't like it this time because it was user created and they didn't really give a lot of those, and then to immediately follow it up with these block explorers. And I honestly, like, they're cool block explorers. I didn't buy them. I didn't buy any of it because here's the other thing. I love Carnival in the sense of it's really cool and fun and it's a festive event. But if you look at the overall holiday structure first, maybe they do a contest for it, but probably not. They might have a decorating contest.
But it just seems so localized because Carnival is a Rio type thing. You know, Halloween, Christmas, they go throughout the United States. It has a lot of cities. And even as more cities are released, you know, we've already seen Miles with the F1 Formula, you know, and the League of the Sao Paulo. So looks like that's coming. More Brazil, which is awesome. But
yeah, which, I mean, again, it's cool. I just think in the scope of large events, this will be a second. This would probably be a tier 2. Like if we ranked.
Oh, now all our Brazilian followers are I'm gonna get the hate mail again because of you. Thanks.
No. I'm not saying that Brazil is tier 2. Brazil's legit. I love my Brazilian people. But what I'm saying is, like, let's call it what it is, though. Like your tier 1 holiday events are Christmas, Halloween, and Halloween for the purposes of this. Your tier 2 are going to be Valentine's, St. Patty's, Genesis Week. I'm trying to think of some other events. Maybe Carnival. Like, I don't want to say Carnival is a tier 3. 3 is definitely like, no, I'm not saying it's tier 3. I'm saying I'll give it tier 2 for now. And it's solid tier 2. If they do a decorating contest, if they do an event around the decorations, solid tier 2. If they don't, I might have to downgrade it to a tier 3 because to me, then it falls way closer to like the Ukraine or like, honestly, even Genesis Week is probably tier 3 if they don't do a decorating contest. Because if it's just the decorations that are up for a period of time, then it's not really that compelling of an event. It's cool, it's fun, but you're not going to see that secondary market flare up each year. And that's what you're looking for in an event, specifically around decorations. And the block explorers don't contribute to that. So having the block explorers and the decoration, to me, feels a little like it's cool, I guess, but it's better than having it be like a legit, like the Halloween event had. Like, so It's better than that. But yeah,
so there was that. All right. So we had the Cupid catch going on, still going on till Friday morning. So if you haven't had a chance, or you can just buy secondary market like ThankMeLater.
Wait, do you have an image of the block explorers?
I do.
What the? Where did you get that picture of me from? I don't like it.
I knew that would get you on that one. So
yeah, you got me on that one.
I was like, I had some other stuff, and then I found this one. I'm like, oh hell yeah, I'm putting this in just to see what ThankMeLater does when this slide pops up.
Wow, there's a lot of these though. The gold one sitting at 200 mins.
Yes,
that means that's only going to fetch maybe 50,000 UPX, maybe. And then the other one, so the 500 one, you're down to 20, and that 1,500, that's pennies on the dollar. Like that's like, I'm not even gonna that'll be as cheap as like the Halloween janky ones. Also, what the heck are these Cupid looking things? They're weird.
What? One's on a heart, one's on a cloud, and
I get what they're on. I'm saying the actual Cupids are weird looking.
Yeah, there's different.
I can't with this background. It's too much. We're gonna get AI is gonna see that nipple and we're gonna get canceled. That's what's gonna happen.
We're not getting canceled. We're fine. All right. So treasure hunting update.
5th grade artwork.
Thanks, Bam.
Facts.
I thought I consider myself in 3rd grade, so thanks for the promotion.
He was talking about the block explorers, not your background.
All right. So treasure hunting's going on. They did update it. So people were doing very well at spawning the the treasures and moving forward, and they decided to increase the spawning fees. So you get your one free spawn a day, depending on your city you're in. 1 to 10, and then 11 to 20 they bumped it a little, 21 to 30, and then 31 plus they bumped it. So now here's what I wonder is, does that make the importance of having a treasure hunting map more important versus the Russell Envy style of just saying, I can get 80 cents a day and I'm just going to smash it?
Does it make it?
Because now it's not as profitable, because if you're somebody that spawns it along with doing the limited, exclusive, and rare treasure hunts.
Yeah.
He uses.
Well, I don't think he does. He doesn't do standard. He's not doing standard hunts though, is he? I think isn't he doing the premium hunts primarily? He
primarily focuses on the premiums. He does dip into the standards here and there.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think I'm with Bam on this one, that standards equal map, competitors no map needed. So yeah, but I do think that because the value, I think they said on average you'll get your fee back for all the, that's the idea, right? More or less you get your fee back when you're doing treasure hunts, which means that you're going to get about 125 in a tier 1, which means that at 265, you're losing UPX.
Sounds like Dizzy's on a buying spree in Hyde Park again.
Jeez.
Unminted floor in Hyde Park just went up.
Get it.
Now, and I do feel bad for the people that have been grinding out with these standard treasure hunts, because it's huge. Bam has shared some pretty cool stats that I can't wait to share with everybody next week, and he's going to get me some more before he comes on. And so that impacts and makes decisions of, your profitability and all that. Yeah.
So I don't feel bad for anybody on anything, honestly. I would say, if you've been doing a map and it's been working for you, then that's awesome. I don't feel bad for you necessarily, because you probably gotten your money out. Now, I will feel bad if you recently bought a map. Let's say that you recently went to Rutherford and built the map. What tier is Rutherford? Do we know? Anybody know at the top of their head what tier, treasure hunting tier, Rutherford is?
Off the top of my head, no.
Somebody in the audience might. But anyway, if you spend, I don't know, 300,000 UPX or $300, whatever, to get, it's tier 4. Thank you. To buy that, that would probably hurt. But given that it's tier 4, 50 to 90 isn't 2x. 125 to 265 is more than 2x. Yes. And 100 to 200 is 2x exactly. So the higher tier you go, the higher penalty you get, kind of. So at tier 4, it's not terrible.
But it's the bigger spark reward on the tier 1, tier 2s too.
Oh, yeah, for sure, right? Bigger rewards, all of that. But you can still... is it tier... Oh, are we saying... Somebody's saying it's tier 2.
Let me start digging.
Oh, boy. Rutherford is not... BAMTech is nope, not a tier 2. BAMTech.
Tiers. Rutherford... Oh, old tier was a tier 3. Rutherford is a tier 4.
Tier 4 confirmed.
Yeah, here we go. Present, share screen. Here is the why. Oh, there we go. They changed it up. So, yep, Rutherford is a tier 4.
Gotcha. So it's a tier 3. Oh, that's, yeah. So it was a tier 3, went to tier 4.
Yep.
Gotcha. Rutherford is a hunting training ground, says BAMTech. Interesting. Where you cut your teeth on.
Yeah. And then they also changed the cooldowns, limited treasure an hour, exclusive 3, and rare treasures 8 hours. So it will be interesting for the multi-account hunters to check in on this, because some people might be upset that they have to wait longer.
Yeah. Well, and I think it'll be interesting to see how that like spawns more potentially multi-accounters, especially with the rare being an 8-hour cooldown. I mean, that's hard because 8 hours, I mean, maybe you get 2 a day, right?
Yeah.
Because that's 16 hours. Well, I mean, I guess you could do, well, if you do 1, then wait 8 hours, then do 2. So I guess if you did 3, you'd have to do it 16 hours. You're going to have to time it. To get 3, you really have to like wake up, do 1, do your 8 hours of work, do 1.
But that's the thing. You have to, a rare has to spawn in the city that you're in that time frame, and then you have your 8-hour cool. So there's a lot of factors in play there. It's just not like you can wake up and jump right on a rare treasure hunt. It's got to be available, and you got to get it pretty early, and then hopefully it pops. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's cool. Okay, so wait. So that's an interesting change. The cooldown changes are independent. So yes. I do like that.
Yes.
The cooldown favors top hunters. Really? Why does the cooldown favor top hunters, Bam? I would think that the cooldowns would favor more casuals, because if the big hunters are on cooldown, then it's more likely for other people. Like, I thought that would be the idea of the cooldown anyway. So I'm curious why.
Yeah, I mean, the top hunters could smash the limited, now that they're on 8-hour and exclusives, which that would be interesting to see what they accumulate on the 1-hour limited cooldowns versus while they're waiting out their rares now.
Because now you can get 24 limited in a day.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody should be getting 24 limited in a day. Y'all need to be sleeping. That ain't healthy.
Oh.
I'm watching you. You get 24 limited in a day, you got problems.
Yeah. Yep. All right. That's what I have for the week. And you have some announcements you wanted to make about.
Yeah, we got so much, man. Yeah.
I know.
So, well, oh, can I? Oh, here, let me do this. I'll present this real quick.
So theoretically,
sure.
But there are sick people out there that set alarms and go for it every time.
Yeah, that's true. Addition. There you go. So Hyde Park Ninjas out of Hyde Park, LA. You're going to hear a lot about them because they are an up and coming node. They are doing 100 builds in 100 days.
But hold on. I know you're into this. Like, I didn't realize, like, I went and bought my stuff in Hyde Park, but I didn't realize, like, they are hood rolling 60, like it's like real life bad LA neighborhood. Like Schlesinger and Crenshaw is like notorious. Like, I was like, wow, we're in the thick of things in Hyde Park. I love it, but I was just like, laying it down on real life. I didn't realize where Hyde Park really was until I was scrolling over to find another block to mint, and I was like, damn.
Wait, so are you saying if you visit LA that you wouldn't go visit Hyde Park in real life?
Hell no.
You're not going to just go knock on the door, like, dude, I own this house in this game.
Nope.
No?
No.
Great street views. Oh man, now you got me. I gotta check that out.
No, you got the rolling 60s that, Nope. You tell me to shut it down. Yep, just shut it down.
Shut it down. All right. That's good to know. So
I love you like a brother. Just don't go check out your Hyde Park properties in real life, because you might not come out alive.
We got to be a ninja.
You remember the movie Training Day, and they called it Jungle?
Yeah.
That's in Hyde Park.
Actually?
Yeah.
Wait, where's that street at? I want to go mint that street. We got to get like a lowrider parade to go down that street. What are we doing?
Okay, keep talking. I'll show you where the jungle's at.
Okay, so 100 builds in 100 days. The Hyde Park Ninjas are going to be doing a contest. It's not necessarily a contest. I still have to get all the details about it, but they're helping get 100 buildings built in 100 days as part of their node initiative, which is super cool. So if you are interested, if you have properties in Hyde Park and you are building specifically residential, so not factories, not showrooms, they're not building those for you, but apartments, luxury houses, townhouses, those kind of cool things, like they'll be sharing how you can get on the list. I think they already have 20 selected from a previous contest that they did. So they'll be holding contests and events over the next, couple months. King Kong ain't got nothing on Hyde Park. Oh my gosh, I love that. So definitely check that out. I'm really excited about it. And Hyde Park is going to be one of the founding nodes in something we are working on, and it is very hot off the press. I can't tell you too much about it, but I will throw this up here.
No. Ooh,
what?
Nice.
What? What are
I'm
you saying
sorry.
now? Did you just ruin my thing? This is a whole. It was like a whole. Okay, that was going to be a whole thing, and now
that was cool. Yeah. So I was wrong. Training day was done in Baldwin Hills, Crenshaw, just north of Hyde Park, but pretty close to the border.
Oh, okay. Anyway, so can I go do my whoosh, XNet? Whoosh, whoosh. Anyway, so XNet is UPX.World is doing its own node network, and so if you are a node leader and you would like to join our network, it is a premium node network that is focused on layer 2 development, property development, and overall cross collaboration. So XNet is going to be a really prominent node community. We have some very big names. I can't announce the nodes that are going to be the founding nodes, but they are nodes that like Hyde Park. Like, they're big nodes that are very influential in the game, and we are going to bring these independent nodes together in a very cool collaborative way that is kind of going to set up the framework for layer 2. These are the nodes that will get access to additional resources, marketing, stuff like that. There's no real catch to join. Like, we do vet the nodes, so it's only going to be vetted nodes as well. So it's not anybody can just go, hey, I want to be in here. Like, you can't just go, oh, I'm a node now. Like, no, like you have to kind of show us what you're doing. We'll do investigations like through UPX.World to see what your buildings will help. If you need recommendations on, what kind of structures you should be building. If you need help with getting into, say, URL, the Upland Racing League, or you need help with, a major construction project, we're going to be working with UCC, the Upland Construction Company, to start offering construction packages. So that way you can have essentially a pre-built node package, and they'll be like, here's how much, if you want to buy, 10, let's say you wanted to build 100 properties in 100 days. We'll be building custom packages with UCC as well. And of course, layer 2 development inside of UPX.World, the neighborhood guild system. We have Block Explorer Battles, which is going to be led by the Hyde Park Ninjas, which is going to be cool. So lots of really exciting stuff. If you are a node owner and you are interested in being one of the first nodes after we launch to join, hit me up on Discord and we can take a look at it. There you go. So that's my big stuff. I mean, we definitely have a lot going on. If you haven't checked out UPX.World, do that because it's tons of stuff. Oh, you know what? Hold on. I did. Oh, so I had a meeting with Dirk the other day. I told you about. Dirk was my Valentine's Day date. But I showed him the globe. I was like, I'm not saying that we have a globe and didn't have to take it down, but we have a globe and we didn't have to take it down. And he kind of laughed because I guess they were having some difficulties with Mapbox or something, some performance issues. But I wanted to show this. This just got added today. If you're not on the Discord, we put updates on the Discord fairly regularly. Anything that gets updated, enhancements, we take feedback from the community as well. So if you are interested, don't look at my unstake sparked. I'm ashamed. Don't look at me. I need to go start building in
Alamo Square.
Alamo Square, yeah. I'm waiting for oh my gosh. So I got my large manufacturing plant, and I was talking to Jennifer about getting it switched over. I have to move all of my statues off of my existing plant. Holy cow, dude. I spent like 2 hours trying to do it yesterday. I still have like 80 left to move. It's insane.
It took me a while, and I had it all done. I followed instructions for once, and nobody had to ping me to do it, but yet mine hasn't been moved.
Oh, really? You did all that? You jumped through all the hoops? Okay.
It took me forever.
So I'm going to look at this one because I know this one I bought secondary, and I know had some history. So what got added today, game date. I don't know. That's interesting. Wait, did it not get pushed to production? They're supposed to be, oh my gosh.
Not as cool as you thought.
Oh my goodness. Hold on. Let me do this. UPX.World dev. Let me see if it's here. Buggers. Hold on, because it's supposed to show the history.
All right. All I know is I'm having issues getting into, like, every time I go to log in, it always tells me I got a bad account name or username. And yeah, I'm getting frustrated with UPX.World, to be honest.
On UPX?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yep.
I don't like that.
Yeah. And then there's no place to just click reset your password.
Did you do the password reset?
The what?
What do you mean there's no place?
I'll show you. I'll show you after
There's definitely a place, right?
We've been going, there used to be, but not right now. Anyway, we've been going about an hour.
Maybe the latest update broke something.
Yeah. We've been going almost an hour and a half.
We still got 20 people watching. Are you not entertained?
And Dizzy's got his gnomes. 250 of them.
Trying to move 250. Oh, yeah, bro. Oh, my gosh.
See, I'm not the only one. Spam's having issues.
All right. Well, you didn't report it. How the heck am I supposed to know?
I'm reporting it now.
What do you mean? Look, right here. I'm literally on the login page, and it says reset pat. Oh, hold on. Add to stream. Okay. So if you're on the data mines, and this is probably your login screen right here, reset password.
Nice. All right. So here we go.
So that's how you do it.
Come over here. I go to the data mines page. Please wait.
Why'd you click that one?
Okay. I'll go back.
I don't know. It shouldn't make a difference, but I use the link. It opens in a different tab, but I don't know.
Okay. I'll go over here. Go to data mines.
It shouldn't make any difference. It takes you to the same place. It opens in a new tab. I don't know if you're sharing both the tabs.
Oh, hold on. I'll share the new tab.
Anchor Wallet Connect option would be nice too. Yeah, that's on the backlog. We definitely, the link doesn't always open. I've literally never had an issue with it. What are you guys running?
I've done this on a couple of different browsers. So even if I'm here, log in, hey, it's my saved stuff that's saved, bad username or password. I have it saved.
Well, that doesn't mean that you saved the right one.
I only have one. And
okay, so go into your URL and type UPX.World/datamine. That's so weird that you're having issues. I've not had an issue clicking into it. So you just get the please wait?
Yep.
Huh.
I can't log into my account and I get the please wait. So there is that. And some other people.
Well, how am I supposed to know that? You guys, don't keep quiet. Like, it's okay.
Where do you report
post it in the Discord. There's literally a forum in the Discord for those bugs that our developers watch daily. Grom Brindle, Lil Bob, they're in everywhere.
Oh, wow. That means we just got to end the show.
Let's wrap it up. I can't.
I can't
Even. Why?
Can't.
Why?
And I'm going to block that comment. That's going to be a block comment. All right. So
I blame you for showing a nipple. This is what happens when you show a nipple. You invite predators like that into the stream.
Wow. That's great. So yes, if you have issues with UPX.World, please get on the Discord and put it in there so the developers can fix it so we can use it, because there's a lot of awesome data and everything in there. So, and everybody wants to use it. So
yeah.
Anyway,
please, like it's not going to hurt our feelings. Like, we need to know, like, it's a brand new website. Like, we're building this out as we speak. You can go see, there's been updates pretty much every day since it launched 20 days ago.
Yeah. Definitely got to end now. You got anything else before we get out of here?
No.
All right, we got to shut it down. We got to shut it down now. All right, everybody, be safe, have fun, and we'll see you out there in the metaverse.
What are you doing?
I'm not doing it.
Somebody's pushing buttons. You get it together?
Somebody's pushing buttons. I start the video and it's supposed to go out, and I hit end broadcast.
Oh
and everything's
my gosh.
good. And
Jesus.
you got people pushing buttons.